Good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing today? Hope you guys are doing well. Nice to see everybody again today. So today I wanted to go over the new class that we have starting on July 5th, 2021. We're going to start a brand new level 1 class. We've had a lot of new students join, and they're all set to start building on their skills as traders. I often get asked, how is it that we build up our skills as traders? When you look at the vast majority of what traders are doing, and you understand how the market actually works, you'll realize that most traders are not learning about the reality of the market, why the market does what it does. And it's too bad because when you are focused on learning something in the wrong way, then you're not going to get a good outcome. It's like a professional golfer, okay? If a professional golfer was being taught the wrong way to swing an iron or his driver, you could be practicing that for the next year, 2 years, 3 years. You're not going to hit balls properly because you're not being taught the proper way to swing the driver. So, one of the most important things is to be learning the proper way. Because if you're not learning the proper way, you're not going to become better. If you are learning the proper way, then through time, you will become a better player, right? It's common sense. Through time, if you're learning something the proper way, then your skills will become greater and greater. Your accuracy will become greater and greater. And that's the same thing for any sport. If it's tennis or football, basketball, anything. But you have to know the techniques. You have to know, how to do it properly. You have to know how to practice properly. So here at the school, we do something extremely unique. It's something that, nobody really does, but we do it because it's extremely important. We have to work on our skills. We have to somehow fine-tune our analysis skills so that when it comes to trading the live markets, we will have the tools necessary to examine price action and be able to be accurate. All right? So how do we practice? How do we fine-tune our skills in order to be able to become better and better with our analysis? Because we don't want to just be practicing on live charts, because the experience that you can get by doing focused practice is so much larger than what you would get from doing live trading or live analysis on charts. Because when you do live analysis on charts, you do your analysis, but then you got to wait several days, several weeks, several months for a price to play out for you to see if your analysis was correct or not. So how do we practice? How do we fine-tune our skills in order to be able to do accurate analysis when the time comes? So we do that by doing our classroom sessions. All right. So if you come to our website, whiteoakfx.com, you'll see right away that on the left-hand side, there's a big chalkboard there. I don't know if many of you know what a chalkboard is. I know the schools nowadays, they probably don't use chalkboards, but I still like chalkboards. So I have a little chalkboard there. Our new level 1 class will begin on July 5th, 2021. Click this sign to register. So obviously you have to be a student, okay, to have access to the class. If you're a student, then you can definitely sign up. If you're not a student and you're just a basic member, you won't have access to the classes, okay? So you do have to become a student for that. But once you click on that, it will take you to another page. And this page is for the US CAD Daily Chart Part 3 class. This is the class that we're doing. So each class pertains to a certain chart. okay, and a certain time period, okay? What we're doing is we're looking at a chart. This one is going to be the US CAD, and it's going to be the daily chart, okay? Now, we've had 2 classes on the US CAD daily chart already. And so there's a large portion of the US CAD daily chart that we've already completed the analysis on, all right? And so if you want access to those previous pieces of chart work that we've done, you can go to our forum, the school forum, which I'll show you right now. It's logging in. I'll do it through here. So obviously you just click on the link right here, okay? This link here, this is where you will find the completed homework, okay? There's a very specific page that the homework will be submitted just for this class, okay? Log in here. There we go. It's getting there. It's getting there. Extra slow this morning. Internet speed. So here's the first class. Here's the first session of this class. It's going to be broken down into 7 sessions. Okay, and it's going to be Monday mornings at 10 a.m. All right, just like we normally do. And so here is the section of the forum where the homework will be listed on. Okay, these are the dates that the class sessions will be held. And again, all the classroom sessions that we do are going to be recorded. All of them. Because we have people who are full-time students, full-time workers, and they can't make it on 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. on a Monday. And that's okay, because every session that is completed is recorded and put into the library. All right? So here you can see we have US CAD Historical Data Class Part 2. And here was the first class that we did, US CAD Historical Daily Chart Analysis class. That was the first one. Here's the second one. So if you go into the second one, for instance, you'll see that we have all the dates that the classroom sessions were done on. This was session 1 of 6. We looked at the daily chart between the 27th of September 94 to the 19th of July 1995. And if you click on that chart, this is the completed homework. Okay? This is the completed chart. So what is this that we're looking at? When we look at this, it's between the 2 dates, September 27th, okay, and the other date here. There's 2 lines that we draw on the chart. The analysis starts from this section here to this section here. And our job as analysts is to examine this chart and to figure out where are the institutional buying zones, where are the institutional selling zones, and where are the trend lines that the banks are watching. Okay? That's our job, is to locate buying and selling zones from the banks and to draw the trend lines that they are looking at. Because believe it or not, the banks are watching trend lines as well. Okay? The only thing is, they're not using trend lines the way that regular retail traders are using trend lines. Okay? They're using trend lines in a different way, completely different way. And so you need to recognize that, and you need to know what way the banks are using these trend lines. So our job is to locate the supply and demand zones that the banks are using and the trend lines that the banks are using. okay? Because they're observing the charts. They are observing the charts through their algorithms, all right? And whatever traders they still have left, but most of it is computer driven now in this industry. So their algorithms are creating price action on the charts from buying and selling. That's what the algorithms do. And so their algorithms are creating buying zones where the banks are interested in buying something, and their algorithms are creating selling zones, areas where their banks are interested in selling something. And they're also creating formations on the charts that would help facilitate drawing of trend lines. All right? Drawing of trend lines that they know are going to be the trend lines that retail traders are going to be drawing. And they know that based on the context of price, that retail traders will be using those trend lines to make trading decisions. All right? So our job as traders is to be able to take the skills that we learn and apply them to live charts. Now, how do we obtain these skills? Well, we have a video lesson library that new students come when they join. They review the video lesson library, and they cover everything from how to locate zones, how to draw the zones, all the little nuances in regards to drawing the zones. And then you have to take what you learn from those video lessons and apply them to a clear chart. Okay? An empty, basic chart. And the incredible thing about what we're doing with these classes is that once you build your skills enough, and once you create the analysis on the charts, we have the immediate satisfaction of knowing whether the work that we've done is correct or not. Okay? Because we can do the analysis, locate the supply and demand, draw in the trend lines, and immediately we can see if our skills are in line with reality or they're not. And as we progress, as the years go by, the more and more work we do on the charts, the finer our skills become, the better analysts we become, the better understanding we achieve in why price does what it does and how it does what it does. So it's an ever-evolving process. But we evolve because we are looking at the charts and looking at the reality of the charts. We're not having our own random perceptions of what we think is taking place. It's not what we think is taking place. It's what we know is taking place. And how do we know it? We know it because the chart will confirm it. Right? If the chart does not confirm it, then we know there's something wrong with our analysis. And if there's something wrong with our analysis, we have to analyze and dissect the chart in order to determine what it is that is wrong with our analysis so we can correct it. And as the months and years go by, the longer we do these classroom sessions, the more our skills become more fine-tuned and our knowledge base continues to increase. So any of the new students, this is your job. Your job before our next class that starts in July 5th, is to come here and update your charts. Because if you go to your US CAD charts right now, your daily charts, if you go to these dates, there's probably no analysis whatsoever on your charts. We're looking at, August 21st, 1996. So you likely don't have any analysis drawn out on your charts. But one thing that's extremely important to understand is that just like in life, if you want to understand where we currently are, you have to understand where we've been. The only way you will understand what you are, who you are, where you live, why things are the way they are, is if you understand history, right? This is a well-known fact. This is why people study history. So if you want to understand what is taking place in the markets currently, you have to study historical charts. There's no other way. You have to study historical charts and learn from what the banks have been doing so that you understand what they are doing now. If you understand the context of where price is now, and the only way you will understand that is by studying the charts, the historical charts leading up to today, then you have a really clear understanding of what is taking place in the markets right now. Okay? This is so powerful. I can't, overestimate just how powerful this is. Okay, and it's something that we've been doing for some time now. And those students that are in level 2 and level 3, they know the power of this. But we're talking about only level 1 right now. This is the very fundamentals of understanding charts. It's understanding where the banks are buying, it's understanding where they are selling, and the trend lines that they are observing. Okay, because you can draw many trend lines on the charts, but there's only a small handful that the institutions are observing. And if you draw the trend lines the wrong way, guess what? You're going to get the wrong analysis. Okay, and it's going to give you a skewed understanding of what is taking place on the charts. So this is my recommendation for new students. You come here, go to the US CAD Historical Daily class, part 2, and start updating your charts. Go from session 1 to 6, and you'll see that where session 1 ends, 19th of July 95, is where session 2 begins, 19th of July 95. And where session 2 ends, 15 of 96, is where session 3 will begin, and so forth and so on. We go through portions of the chart leading up until a specific date. So go through these charts, update your charts, and make sure the analysis is what we have posted here, because this is the final piece of analysis. We go through homework that is submitted from the students. We go through them in the live classes. We detail exactly what the student did. Any mistakes, we speak about it. Okay? Anything that needs to be corrected, we correct. And we discuss it. We discuss why we have to correct it. We discuss why a certain trend line is incorrect, or why a certain trend line has to be adjusted. Okay? We talk about the details, because you need to build an understanding. You need to build your logic of why we do what we do, why the zones are drawn the way they are, why the trend lines look the way they are. And so you need to understand that, because every chart scenario in the live markets is going to be different. Every single one. So you need to be able to have the logical understanding of why things have to be done the way that they are being done. And that's what we go through in class. Okay? We will review the students' work. So even if you're brand new and you are, just trying for the first time to locate supply and demand and draw the trend lines, even if you made the biggest mistakes, that's great. We want those biggest mistakes, because we have brand new students that are coming into the school all the time. And unless we discuss those mistakes, how is anybody going to learn? Okay? And there's always something that a new student brings to the table that is beneficial for the whole class. So we love seeing errors in chart analysis. This is the way that we discuss as a group and determine what it is about that analysis that is incorrect and how we can adjust it to make it correct. And then we also discuss, how do we investigate the charts to determine if the analysis is correct or not? That's another skill that is extremely, extremely powerful, because, there is no textbook that tells you that this portion of the chart, this is the exact analysis that represents reality. There is nothing to check our work against. But there are techniques that we use that allows us to determine whether or not our analysis is correct. Okay? Very powerful techniques. And these are techniques that you can use once you learn them, and you can apply them to the live charts, so that as you're doing your analysis, you can use these techniques to determine whether or not your analysis is correct. Okay, so very powerful. This was 6 sessions, and you can go all the way up to the last chart, session 6 of 6, and this chart will be all the analysis that you will need to finish that class. You do this analysis and put these zones and trend lines on your chart, and that will prepare you for the coming class. Okay. So going back to level 1 on the forum, and the latest entry here, US CAD Daily Chart Part 3 class. So this is going to be the one that starts on July 5th. Okay? There you go. So all the links are there for you. If you need tools to screenshot, all that sort of stuff, we have them. And if you have any questions, we have the link to the questions. It's all there. Okay? And again, this is the page where you can find the class. And if you're wondering how to get to this page, it's very simple. It's very simple. I'll show you that. Here is the student portal, which you can access by clicking on the large logo. Okay? There's multiple ways to get here, but this is one of the ways. You click on the large logo, and that will bring you to the student portal. Okay, when you click on classroom sessions right here, that will bring you to another page that will give you access to level 1, level 2, level 3 classes. Now, if you're a level 1 student, the only one you'll be able to access is level 1, obviously. But you click there, and I've set it up so that it automatically will take you on the page for the US CAD Historical Daily Chart. Okay, Part 3 class. All right, and so this is where we're going to begin, right here. US CAD Daily Chart at 22nd of September 99 to 23rd of August 00. Okay, so let me show you that. Let's go, load in. I have the US CAD saved as a separate layout because of the amount of work that we're doing on the charts. It's there's a lot of trend lines, there's a lot of zones, so in order to avoid running out of space on the charts, we just create a separate layout, and that works. That's been working out quite well for us. So I open up the daily chart of the US CAD, and I will scroll back. And you will notice that I have some bars, gray bars coming across my chart, and those are the individual sessions that we've been doing in class. And here is the last session that we did, session 6 of 6, February 22nd, 2021. This is when we did this last session, okay? And if we move forward like this, this will be the new portion of the chart that we will be doing for class. Okay? So our job will be to locate the trend lines, to locate the zones, the supply and demand, and all that stuff on this chart. So as a new student, that's your job. Review the video library, learn the techniques, learn the principles, learn the concepts, apply those concepts and principles to the chart, so that it will allow you to locate the trend lines, the supply, the demand zones, and then you screenshot it. Okay? You screenshot your work. So you would take your screenshot tool and just stretch it over the chart and do a screenshot. Even TradingView has a good screenshot tool right up here. This works as well too. You just click the camera and screenshot it and save it as a file on your computer. And then before the class starts, so before July 5th, you send me the image before class. It's imperative that you send it to me before class because I need to see the work that you've done on your own without the help of the live classroom session breaking down all the analysis for you. Okay? So you send it in, and then I will pick a bunch of them. Because we get so many submissions, I can only pick a handful of them. And then July 5th, what we'll do is we'll go through the chart together, and then we'll look at some of your work, and then we will pinpoint, what is correct, what's not correct, what has to be adjusted, and so forth. Okay? So, if you're thinking about joining, now is a good time to join. I'll tell you why, because we've been reviewing the markets lately, and we do know that it's not the greatest time to be getting into trades right now. So, this is the time to be focusing on building your skills. All right? When the market isn't ready for trading, when there aren't the signals to start trading the charts, this is when you want to be focused on building your skills. All right? A lot of people say they get bored because they're just waiting and waiting and waiting. They want to take a trade. There's no room to be bored in trading. Okay? If you're bored, come to our school. I got a long list of things that you could be doing. All right? That's these exercises. That's these classes. All right? And if you want more than the classes that we're doing right now, you can click on here, all classes, and you have access to our whole archive of previous classes. I mean, the amount of information in all these classes is just astronomical, okay? Each one of these classes contain between 6, 7, sometimes 8 sessions. And within those 8 sessions are so much information in regards to price action, drawing trend lines, understanding the different dynamics of each candle. I mean, it's all there. And again, what makes this so powerful is that this is not just our opinion of the chart. This is not just our own perceptions of the chart. This is presenting to you the reality of what's taking place on the chart. The reality. Okay? And again, how do we know that? How do we know it's reality? Because the chart will eventually tell you so. All right? When you're doing random lines and Fibonacci retracements and bat patterns and harmonics and all sorts of things on the charts, that's not how the market works, okay? The institutions are not using harmonics and bat patterns and support and resistance to trade, to make their trading decisions. The market doesn't bounce up because it's hitting a Fibonacci retracement level, okay? It bounces up because the institutions are buying. That's why it bounces up, okay? Price doesn't drop down to a certain level because, it hit the underside of a 20 EMA, okay? That's not the real reason why it drops. It drops because either some significant event has caused retail traders to short it, or the banks came in and are either shorting it or taking profits on long positions. That's the reality. So you have to step outside of what the retail traders are doing and step inside of what the reality is. And when you can look at the chart based on the reality, I promise you, you will never look back again. You will never look back again. Because now you're focused on what is really taking place. And when you are doing the analysis based on what is really taking place, the accuracy to determine where price is going to go, there is nothing in the world like it. Absolutely nothing in the world like it. So, if you're curious and you want to see for yourself if it's true, come and join the school. 3 months promo, $175, easy breezy, okay? $175 for 3 months. The cheapest education you're ever going to get to change your life in trading, honestly. You come, you join, you do the lessons, you join a class, and see for yourself. If it's not for you, it's not for you. That's it.